I gave myself 2 days to make something for the SOLAnimate festival this year. Last year I submitted a narrative animation that I made with my 6-year-old son. And this year I just wanted to submit something small. So this is what I came up with. The title is The Last GM, and obviously it's 5 seconds long, so it's a tiny little fragment of an idea, but it's about how we are kind of glued to our phones. A lot of us are, and the first and the last thing on our mind is opening up our mobile phones and saying GM to the world. So let's take a look at how I made it and what the progress was, what the process was. Take a little peek behind the scenes. Welcome to my home blender. So let's take a look at this whole process. As you can see, there are 235 frames in this scene, and this is pretty much everything that's going on. We can actually pan around the scene while it's playing, which is a neat little trick. So let's break this down a little bit. If we zoom in here, we can see we have all these clouds hanging around, and everything you can see here except the globe here, which is supposed to be some kind of an Earth plane for the falling animation. But everything you see are actually grease pencil objects, and these are all different grease pencil objects in different positions in the scene. And what is a grease pencil object? It's just a 2D canvas, and you can see there are four frames in here. It's just a looping. These are just 2 layers, 4 frames, and it's just a looping over and over again. So that's all it is. You can see this is completely flat. It's actually hand drawn on a tablet, on this tablet here. And so we can solo every one of these layers and check them out. For example, these are all just little cloud animations, and we have a huge one just behind the Earth egg. In this case, it's kind of a weird elongated egg that's just that I just created to have some kind of an round horizon to make the sort of to make the illusion of the height that the person is dropping from a big height. And speaking of our protagonist, here we have the animation of the main character, and we can see this is quite a lot of frames, and obviously this is always the most amount of work is the actually drawn frames here. And this is what I started with. I just started with the first part here, just a looping animation of a falling character with the hair flying upwards and all the clothes kind of rippling in the wind like this. So this was a lot of fun to just sketch this out. And honestly, I usually sketch it and then I trace it as like a final inking round, but I didn't have time for that, so I just left it in the sketchy form, and I think it's kind of neat. I like the style. And we can check out the materials used here. We have the shadow here of the shadow of the clothes, and I kept it super simple just because of the time constraints. And we have a solid stroke solid stroke, solid fill, and the shadow, and that's all the materials that I used on this character. And then we can check out the different layers. For example, we have this fill layer, and the arms, the solids. This is the lines layer, and some of these layers are only activated when animated. For example, this left arm, for example, is an overlay. We can just mute this one, and then and this is practical because then I can just loop the main character and just animate the arm, for example. So these are all these little tricks, but it's just a flat frame by frame animation, and it's hanging in the sky here. The clouds are mostly static, except the ones that are blocking the camera, and we can check out the camera here because this is interesting as well. So as you can see, the camera is hidden here behind this cloud because we want to loop, and we just have a little trick where we are using a cloud that is going to come in front of the camera here, and then when we start we have the cloud that is going to reveal view. And this is the title, and the title is actually parented to the camera. So in this way we can actually keep the title in place, and you can't really see what's actually happening here because the compositing is not done in this case. You can just see all the layers here, but actually these are all composited later, and we can see the scenes here. We have the clouds, we have main, we have clouds 2, clouds behind, and then we have just the title and so forth. So this is just all the layers and we're going to composite them later. So it's actually a very simple scene, but at the same time there's just a lot going on here. For example, we have the title is also just a few frames hand drawn. We can solo this as well here, and the green and the blue is just the onion skinning here. You can see it's coming in view, it's a receding, and then it disappears like this. So that's sort of kind of the whole working area. We can change the preview here to rendered, and this is going to give us a different view because the grease pencil objects actually have effects on them applied, like this glow, for example, and this glow we're going to use in the compositor as well. There you go. This is just a little bit of a different outlook. So let's check out the compositor, because this is something that I've learned to use over the years, just by having certain needs of wanting to do things that are a little bit more complex in terms of layering and how these layers interact with each other. And this is the compositor, and as you can see, this is also quite complex, just because we have a lot of different layers that are interacting with each other. And it looks complex. It's very easy to get lost in this, but it just builds up naturally. First, you have one very simple node structure, and that's going to be like one render layer to the output. But then as you start building up the different scenes that are going to be composited with each other, naturally you're going to get all these mixing nodes, and then I'm going to introduce these color corrections, for example, and in this way the whole composition comes together. Like, for example, this is actually the main character, and the earth scene with the checkered background is just transparency. I'm also applying all these effects with noise textures, looping noise textures that are interacting with the regular drawn scenes, and this is just a matter of trying stuff out. For example, I'm just rendering the current frame here. As you can see, this is frame 36, and we can check out what's happening. For example, here we have this gradient. This is all happening in the compositor, the white to blue gradient. This is actually the background that is going to be applied to all these compositions where we already have composited the main character and these clouds. We have all like glued these together, and when we can solo every of these, for example, this is this cloud, we can solo this for example and check out what's happening. This is just the person hanging. Below this one, this will be the gradient, and then we add some noise to the gradient. This is going to look a little bit different. I just like to have a little bit of grit in there, and then we just glue this person and this cloud on top of that. Then we have another cloud layer. This is going to look like this. Then we have some color correction, and this is the title layer, and it's actually the final layer, and then we have the final composition. There, I hope you enjoyed this very detailed technical deep dive. If you have any questions about all of this, and if you would like me to make a specific video about a specific topic, throw it down in the comments and I will get back to you for sure. And I hope you enjoy your day. Take care.